more from Creation Ministries International, visit our website, creation.com.
So if you're just tuned in, today we're talking about, is the evidence for deep time really that solid?
Right, yeah. So argument one used by old Earth geologists in the 17 and 1800s was the time needed to erode valleys. Gradualists were arguing for slow erosion over long periods, obviously, similar to how it's actually still used to explain Grand Canyon, that the Colorado River slowly carved the canyon. Catastrophists, on the other hand, were arguing for events like mega tsunamis to explain the valleys happening quickly. Now, both schools failed to provide a comprehensive explanation because there was not one causal mechanism for valleys.
Right.
Dr. M.J.S. Ruddick, one of the foremost historians of geology, describes the problem this way. A case that belonged more specifically to physical geology was the vexed question of the causal origin of valleys. Valleys were observed to be of many forms. A few could plausibly be attributed to the erosion by streams that flowed in them, but most could not.
Right. Geologists noticed that there was a tremendous variation in size, configuration, the elevation, different settings for valleys, but a specific problem was the difference between U-shaped valleys and V-shaped valleys.
Right.
There was a gradual explanation for V-shaped valleys, but not for U-shaped ones. Now, by 1850, glacial erosion was widely accepted as the mechanism for U-shaped valley erosion. And of course, this would take place over many years, but not necessarily over millions of years. However, the paradigm of gradualism had been so thoroughly integrated into geology by this time that the idea of one unique ice age, which is what creationists would believe, of course,
right,
was changed to be simply one of many ice ages, probably caused by global climate change over millions and millions of years.
Yeah, the main argument from the gradualists included the rate of erosion seen in modern streams. You look at a stream and they saw how fast it eroded, and that was their argument. Since most streams are much smaller than the valleys you find them in, an assumption of constant rates demanded a long time.
Right.
That's where you get the long ages. But of course, energetic currents erode more quickly, as modern examples of flooding have shown. For example, Burlingame Canyon in Walla Walla, Washington is a small-scale analogy, or can be used as an analogy,
yep,
to Grand Canyon, which was observed, this canyon was observed to have formed in less than 6 days.
Right.
It measures 450 meters long, up to 35 meters deep, and again as wide, winding through a hillside. And in March 1992, of course, Mount St. Helens, there was a mud flow there, or pyroclastic flow that carved a canyon called Little Grand Canyon.
Right.
And it was a mud flow, actually. It was carved in a single day. So if you have higher flows, they can erode canyons there quite clearly.
Right, it doesn't take time. It takes, yeah. Another old age proof was Jean-Louis Soulavie's estimate of thousands of years to round pebbles. And of course the inference that the rest of the valley features, well, that would have taken far longer than even that. Of course, this is falsified by observations at the island Surtsey.
Yes.
We've talked about this before. Formed in 1963. By 1965, National Geographic was saying things like this: boulders on Iceland's Surtsey Island may look old, but they're actually as young as the island itself, which was born after volcanic eruptions on November 14th, 1963. Of course,
so 2 years old, and it had rounded boulders on the shore.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, you can just get a stone tumbling machine that can do that. They'll take precious stones and put it in, and they've rounded out and stuff. So,
yeah, a good maximum to remember is either it takes a little water over a little water in a long time, or a lot of water in a short time.
Right.
It's one or the other. But we've seen canyons and valleys. Erode slowly with just a little water. But whenever scientific observations are made, it's always a lot of water in a short time.
Right.
That's what we've seen.
We haven't seen it the other way around.
We haven't seen it the other way around. That's exactly right. Yeah.